I studied and worked in the fashion industry for years, but it wasn't until moving into my van and downsizing my closet that I actually started to find a signature style for myself. You might think that a minimalist wardrobe would be boring, but actually it can be a really useful tool to help identify your most stylish self. It did for me. Stick around and I'll explain. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Hi there, I'm Elisa. After years in the tech industry, I was exhausted by the pressure. So I quit the capitalist hustle. Now I live in a tiny house with my partner and pup, learning to live simply and stress-free. I share that journey here. Hit subscribe and join us in the slow carve.
Just a forewarning, I do in fact live in a van full-time and I'm here in a parking lot in Spain, so if you do hear some background noise, I apologize in advance, but that is just the reality of van life. Anyway, let's get started. Stick to your color palette to nail down an aesthetic. So I actually mentioned this briefly in my closet declutter video. A minimalist wardrobe helps you narrow down how many items you have, but if you get strategic, it can also help you narrow down what kind of pieces you have. A smart capsule collection allows you to mix and match so that you can maximize the number of outfits and scenarios that you get out of it. A great way to do this is by sticking to a specific color palette. A lot of the minimalist wardrobe videos that you'll see online are awfully beige and black. I'm all about monochrome, but what if instead of matching neutrals, you chose a favorite and flattering color and then got it in varying shades? Since color evokes a lot of emotion and is really memorable when you repeat it, this can be a really great tool to start building your signature style. It helps people associate you with a distinct aesthetic, if that's what you're after. The next thing I would suggest is playing with lengths and layers to avoid boredom. While you may want to stick with a color or a few colors, one of the things about capsule wardrobes that freak people out a lot of the times is that they're afraid that they're going to get bored after a while. But nice try, I have one for this. While keeping to a specific color palette allows you to be cohesive, playing with garment silhouettes and fabric styles allows you to be more inventive and switch things up frequently. The important factor here is your body shape, and there are a million videos out there that help you sort out which body shape you are and what silhouettes are most flattering for you. So I'm not going to go into that right now. Instead, what I'm going to do is use myself as an example. I've focused on finding things that were comfortable, don't require me to tug on them throughout the day, and make me think, damn, that's flattering, either in the photos I see afterward or as I'm passing a mirror, for example. That means for summertime, I'll often wear crop tops, A-line dresses, paper bag shorts, high-waisted skirts, or wide-leg pants. But I also like to get creative about layering those silhouettes while respecting my hourglass shape. You don't have to wear a garment the way a designer or a manufacturer intended. If I wore t-shirts the way they were sold, that would really limit the amount of outfits that I could get out of them, not to mention totally stifling my creativity. I choose to roll up my tees over high-waisted skirts, or instead of letting them hang down to my natural hip line, I'll tuck them into my shorts so that I get a little bit more of that hourglass shape. Think about what that might look like for you. So if you have a dress that could be used as a tunic over wide leg pants, or for example a sweater that you can wear over a jumpsuit or a dress, make each garment do double time for you across seasons. So to sum up how I like to approach length and layering, I like to work with my natural canvas, which in this case is my pear-shaped figure, and then from there play with how I wear clothes to follow or flatter that shape. Next is to practice maximalism to keep it fresh. To be honest, the term minimalism can be a bit of a challenge for me. It's not that I want the least amount of things, it's that I want meaningful things, but I want less of them. It's more that I'm aiming for a simpler, richer life, not one that's totally free from possessions. I'm not really interested in living in an empty house with like one chair. All respect to Kelly stamps, not my style. So with that caveat in place, I'm very careful about what I like to collect. Given that we live in a tiny house on wheels, space is a serious consideration for us. So I really only collect sunglasses and earrings, which you might remember from this video. If you go with high quality, well-fitted garments for your foundation, you can really switch up what you're feeling depending on your attitude or what you have to do for the day using your accessories. For example, the same dress can be thrown on with tennies and menswear inspired sunglasses for a farmer's market on a Saturday, or they can be dressed up with high heels and maybe something like a cat eyeglass for a night out. Give hand-me-downs a chance. Be a conscious consumer. Retail is one of the most polluting industries in the world. There's like oil, agriculture, and then not far behind is fashion. Matter of fact, you know how much flack airlines have been getting lately? Well, consider this. In 2019, Business Insider published an article talking about how fashion was more polluting than airlines and maritime combined. Consider the fact that 2020 hit and we've all gone online on shopping sprees, and the shipping catastrophes that have happened as part of that. I can only imagine how bad it is now. Anyway, I bring this up because a staple of my minimalist wardrobe is actually hand-me-downs. Most of my tops that I wear every day are inherited from friends like this one, and even my mother-in-law. An important point here is that you don't even have to have the same style as your friends to get hand-me-downs. You don't even have to be the same size or shape. Let me introduce you to Flick. She's one of my best friends here in Spain. Look at this amazing, stylish woman. Most of the tops I'm about to show you are actually from her. The pieces that were once in Flick's wardrobe and in the context of her look, her attitude, and the rest of her garments equated to a very different style, a very her style. A cool thing about these pieces is that you can give them a whole new life in a way that looks and feels more like you. For example, admittedly, I'm not a big thrifter. The cool thing about hand-me-downs from friends is it's already a filtered or curated selection of items that I might want or can repurpose and save them from landfills and the ocean. I mean, think about how many times you've purchased something and were kind of about it. You weren't convinced about the fit, and then you ended up not actually wearing it. Gift it. I hope that some of these examples were helpful for you and that you can take away some tips and tricks to start defining your own signature style. If there's anything that you have questions about, don't feel shy. Feel free to drop them in the comments below. I will do my best to answer. I'd love to get to know you guys more. Until next time, stay safe. Mwah.